Are you creating a life of freedom with love, passion, and joy? Good morning, everybody. Today is day 1 of step number 6, and step number 6 is literally going to be the most amazing week because step 6 looks at the vibrancy of life. We're going to be spending 5 days looking at the vibrancy of life. It is going to be truly incredible. We're going to be looking at practical examples of how we can start to step up our level of consciousness. We're going to look at how to be aware of what our levels of consciousness are, what the different levels of consciousness are according to Dr. David Hawkins. And we're going to be looking at practical examples once we are aware of our level of consciousness, practical examples to move ourselves up the vibrational scale. Does that sound good? Give me a thumbs up if you think that sounds good and if you are committed to becoming aware and moving up the vibrational scale. Does that sound good? Give me a thumbs up. Even better, give me some love if that is what you are looking at doing this week. So my question to you today is, do you know what your normal level of consciousness is? Do you even know what a level of consciousness is? Now, according to Dr. David Hawkins, he created something called the level of consciousness, and it's linked very closely to the vibration within our body. So if we were to draw this as an example, and I'm going to encourage you, I'm going to invite you to draw this out. Get a blank piece of paper, get a blank piece of paper and draw out this level of consciousness scale as we're talking. So we have something called different levels of consciousness according to David Hawkins. All right. So levels of consciousness. What is a consciousness? Well, your consciousness is a space, a vibration. Excuse me one moment. Oh, excuse me. So a level of consciousness is a space or a vibration where you normally exist, where the vibration in your body has reached a normal stability, like a equilibrium. Up until this moment, we've been talking about how your thoughts, although they come from the past, they come from other people, your thoughts create an emotional response within the body, and that becomes a reaction. But that reaction comes from a space of consciousness that is equilibrialized in your body. So what are the different levels of consciousness? So we have very lowest, which is 20, which is shame. I'm going to be posting a link for you in the comment section, and you can have a look at more details of each of these different levels. But just so that you know, we've got 20, which is shame. We've got guilt, which is at 30. We've got 50, which is apathy, goes all the way up to courage, which is very important. This is at 200. I know that's going to be opposite for you, but it doesn't matter, does it? So we've got courage, which is at 200. And if you remember, before we even joined this elite group, I was speaking to you about the principles for me in my life, and one of them is courage. If you're not friends with me on Facebook, I invite you to be friends with me on Facebook. My name is Connie-Lee Courageous Bennett, because it does take courage. Courage is over here. It's important that we courageously want to look at the levels of consciousness that we're at. So give me a thumbs up if you are courageous, if you are willing. 200 is the level of consciousness, the vibration where I'm a bit scared, but I'm going to go for it anyway. This is a really great place. And I believe that all of you who are part of my elite group that have joined my academy, you are at this space. You are courageous. That's why you've bought. If you want to be courageous, I recommend that you go to the description of this video and you click on the link, because the exciting news is, as of this week, I am opening up new registration for the Academy that starts in 3 weeks' time. But if you register today, you get an early bird discount. So if you want to be courageous, click on the link in the description, because we've got an early bird discount going, which is definitely awesome. So we've got about 200 here. 250 is neutrality. You kind of just, in the middle, which is good. What we're going to be looking at is acceptance, which is about 350. You've got that over here, which is really important. Something else I speak a lot about is love. Love is the level of consciousness over here, which is 500. We'll be talking about love this week and how to move our level of consciousness up to love. Very important. 540. 540 is joy. This entire week is about creating a life that makes your heart sing, that you are excited about, that you are joyful about, that you are passionate about. So it's important that what we are doing this week is bringing our level of consciousness up to about 540. Peace is about 600. And this is what I hope you have been bringing yourself to over the course of the last 6 weeks, because you've been watching my videos for 6 weeks now. Can you believe that? 6 weeks. And next week we're going to be looking at really expanding and emancipating. And next week is where we bring our level of consciousness to about 700. You see, we've been moving ourselves up over the course of the last 5, 6 weeks and 7 weeks. And the idea is that all of us as humans are walking towards freedom. And to me, freedom is between 700 and 1000, which is complete enlightenment. That's complete expansion. So this is basically one of the ways that we can explain our levels of consciousness. Now, what does Dr. David Hawkins say? He says that all of us can fluctuate. Of course, we have a stimulus that creates shame or guilt or fear, anger, any of these lower vibrations. Any of us experience a fluctuation. We can have a moment, a stimulus, an external stimulus that causes a moment of passion or excitement. Very normal for all of us to experience moments. But this is your growth work for today, and this is what I'm going to invite you to do. I'm going to invite you to draw out this scale using the link in the comment section below. All right? And what I'm going to invite you to do is I'm going to invite you to be aware today. Just be aware. Just for today, be aware. What are your thoughts? And write down your thoughts on the level of consciousness scale. What are your reactions? What are your feelings? What are your emotions? What are your behaviors? And write all of these down on the level of consciousness scale. Okay, are you willing to do that for me? Give me a thumbs up if you are willing to do that. Today is about conscious awareness, just becoming aware and writing down of your attitudes, your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors, your feelings. And at the end of the day, yes, it's just one day, we're going to be doing this over the course of the next 5 days, but you'll start to get a feel of what your normal level of consciousness, it will be the average of where you have reacted. You see, levels of consciousness, we react based on our, like we've been talking about, we react to stimuli based on the level of consciousness that we become equilibrialized to over the course of all the years of our life. So at the end of today, you will have a normal space where you and your level of consciousness is existing. So today is a turning point in your life. There are 2 turning points. Your first turning point, according to Hawkins, is when we are in this space which is 200, this level. And this is where I believe, if you are watching this video, this is where your level of consciousness is at. 200 is the initial level of empowerment, where what we do is we stop blaming others. And we stop saying that it's our parents' fault, it's society's fault, it's our partner's fault. And we start taking responsibility. We know that we are responsible for our life. We are responsible for our actions. We are responsible because it is our thoughts that have created the space we are in existence of. And if we are responsible for our life, then we know that we are responsible for creating a life that inspires us, creating a life of freedom. The initial level of empowerment is very difficult for some people, because if I tell you that you are responsible, how does that make you feel? What are your thoughts? Type them in the comment section below. If I tell you that you are responsible for your own thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your beliefs, how does that make you feel? Type in the comment section below. How does it make you feel that up until now you have actually been responsible? You have not been responsible for what people have done to you. Let me say that again. You have not been responsible for what people have done to you, but you created the thought based on the emotion that you felt. So the initial creation as a response to what somebody did to you was your doing. You created that. So it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. So this week is about being aware of the vibrational level that we are on, so we can begin to shift our vibration. Because no matter what we think, our reactions come from the normal space of our level of consciousness, the equilibrium, the general vibration that our body exists in, our emotional body. This is why this week is going to be extremely powerful. So what is your growth work for this week? I invite you to draw out this vibrational scale on a piece of paper. I invite you to have a look at the link that I put in the comment section. I invite you to draw out what the different levels of consciousness are. And I invite you to make a note of what are your reactive, not the choice. I'm glad I'm clarifying. The choice is your power, absolutely. We'll get to that on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But today and tomorrow are just about awareness of your reactions. What are the reactive emotions, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs? Reactions. Remember last week we wrote down our thoughts? You can maybe have a look at those thoughts that you wrote down last week and put them on this level of consciousness scale. So remember, if you're wanting to create a life of freedom from passion, joy, and love, step number 1 is to look at being aware of what level of consciousness you are at. Where are you reacting from? So I wish you a wonderful, wonderful day of awareness today as we look at increasing the vibrancy of our emotional and spiritual bodies. Namaste to you, beautiful people. The light within me greets the light within you. And really, really great news I'm going to complete on. I'm completing on that we have opened up acceptance to our Live in Freedom Academy. If you sign up this week, you get an early bird discount. So if you click on the link in the description now, what you will see is that you will see if you click through to sign up, there is a space for you to click on an early bird discount. That will only be available this week. So if you want an early bird discount, you need to click on the link this week to sign up for that early bird discount. We're really excited about having you in our academy. We're opening up to relationships in 3 weeks' time. We've been talking in general about living in freedom over the course of the last 5 weeks. Now, week 6, we're moving into relationships. Isn't that great, my elite guys? So we would love to have you as a part of our academy family, our elite family. And we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be having a look at awareness again, and we're going to be looking at the second turning point. So this is your first turning point, 200. Tomorrow we're looking at the second turning point, which is 500, which is love and acceptance, and of all of self, not only self, but of all people, situations and events in your life. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Cheers, everybody. Bye.